At the end of a quiet road, behind a veil of twisted black oak trees, there was a house. A woman lived there. On bitter nights like this one, she sat by the fire and read until she grew tired enough for sleep. But on this night, as her lids grew heavy, she was startled by a sound. A sound she wasn't accustomed to hearing these days. Who could be calling, she wondered. And this late? She rose from her chair and picked up the phone. "Hello. I'm going to kill you," a man with a deep voice said. "Who is this?" she asked. No answer. "Who is this?" she repeated, her hand trembling. There was a click. Silence. She quickly dialed the police and explained what had happened. The officer told her to wait while he traced the call. After a few moments he said, "The call is coming from inside your house." "That doesn't make sense," she said. "How could someone be inside my house?" "He probably broke in," he said. "Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense." "And that's not everything," he said. "I'm not a police officer." "You aren't?" "No, I'm the killer guy from before." I never actually hung up. But I heard a click. The man made a clicking sound with his mouth. "Like that?" he said. "Wow, that's really good. Thanks. So, are you really inside my house?" "Yeah, totally." "Where?" The man's breathing grew heavier. "I like your hair," he said. "Wait, you can see me?" "Yes." "Wait, you like my hair?" "It's really nice." "If you can see me, then what am I wearing?" "Looks like a blouse from Banana and a skirt from." "And Taylor Loft?" "Wow, you really can see me." "I can also see, wait, what the hell is that?" "What?" "There's a person, a ghost hovering near you." "It's sort of hard to trust you after the click thing." "No, I'm serious, over by the couch." The woman turned and gasped, "Oh my God, I see it. I knew this place was haunted. Jesus Christ. Is it a kid?" He's all translucent. Looks like a little boy." "What does he want?" "I think he wants to play. He's holding a kite." The ghost boy floated closer and spoke, "Play with me." "Oh my God, he can talk," the man said. "Play with me," the ghost boy repeated. No thank you," the man said. "He can't hear you," the woman said. "Put me on speaker." "Hold on," she said. "Try now." "We don't want to play with you." "Okay, Junior. Just run along." "Why?" the boy said, cocking his head to one side. "Playing is fun." "No it isn't," the man yelled. "Who are you?" the ghost boy asked the woman. "Why are you in my house?" "Oh, I'm Ellen. I actually live in this house now. And the voice you're hearing on the phone is... I didn't get your name." "It's, Douglas," the man said, reluctantly. "Douglas is hiding somewhere in here to kill me, right, Douglas?" Ellen said. "That was the plan," Douglas said. "And you guys are scared of a kid with a kite?" "Jesus," the ghost boy said. "A dead kid with a kite," Douglas said. Advertisement. There was a heavy silence for several moments. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. "Expecting someone?" Douglas asked. It rang again. Ellen walked over and opened it. Standing there was a hulking man in ratty clothes, barely concealing a bloodied machete behind his back. "Pardon me, ma'am," he said. "My car broke down and I was wondering if I could charge my phone in your house." "Sorry, I don't think so," Ellen said, starting to close the door. The man shoved his foot inside. "Well, I do think so," he said. Ellen stumbled and fell to the ground. "Who the hell is that?" Douglas screamed. "I'm a homicidal drifter." Who the hell are you? The drifter said, confused. Where's that voice coming from? He's a killer hiding in my house, Ellen said, holding up the phone. Douglas. Hiding? Where? The drifter asked, looking around nervously. He's in the closet, the ghost boy said. What in the shit is that? The drifter screamed. I'm a ghost. I used to live here like 100 years ago. Oh, and let me guess, you don't want to play with me. Hell, no, I don't want to play with you. What's going on in here? What's going on is no one will play with me. For Christ's sake, no one's flying a kite at night, Douglas shouted. Give it up. The ghost boy began to cry. Now you made him cry, Douglas, Ellen chided. Sorry if I'm a little on edge because you let a killer into the house, Douglas said. Video from the New Yorker. Swift justice, a Taliban courtroom in session. First of all, I didn't let him in, he busted in, Ellen said. It's true, I did, the drifter said. Second of all, you're also a killer, Douglas. Touché, the drifter said. And third of all, don't say sorry to me, say sorry to the dead kid. Advertisement. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped at you, Douglas said. The ghost boy smiled. Everyone seemed to calm down a bit, until the doorbell rang again. Ellen walked toward the door. Don't, the three others shouted. She opened it and peered outside. There was no one there, just a large wooden box on the front step. There's a box out here, Ellen said. There's no label or anything. I have a bad feeling about this box, the drifter said. I hate this box, the ghost boy said. Ellen ignored them and carried it inside. She turned to the drifter. May I? He wiped his machete on his pants and handed it to her. She popped open the top, reached in, and pulled out a tattered clown doll with a sinister grin. What is it? What is it? Douglas yelled, through the phone. Some sort of clown doll, Ellen said. I don't want to play with a clown doll, the ghost boy said, beginning to cry. Why don't we just put this thing back in the box before it gives us all nightmares, okay, the drifter said. Look, there's a string, Ellen said, pulling it before anyone could object. The clown began to wheeze, its eyes shifted from side to side, and an eerily cheerful song emanated from its open mouth. The clown let out a terrible cackle. Really psyched you pulled the string, Ellen, Douglas said. I mean, come on underscore. Advertisement. What does the clown mean? The ghost boy asked. I think he was pretty clear, the drifter said, wringing his hands. He's going to kill us all, basically. How's a doll going to kill us? Ellen asked. Each of them silently surveyed the room in anticipation. Suddenly, the lights went out. What happened? Who did that? The ghost boy screamed. I can't see anything, the drifter said. I literally can't see anything because it's too dark now. Through the darkness, Ellen let out a cry, oh no. Ellen. Douglas screamed, what is it? It's the clown. It killed her, said the drifter, his voice shaking. And we're next. He killed Ellen, the ghost boy sobbed. Seconds later, the lights flashed back on. Ellen's hands were raised to her face. My stupid contact lens slid out of place, she said, spreading her eyelids apart, and poking at her pupil. So annoying. Oh, please don't do that, the drifter said, squirming. What's she doing? Douglas asked, with dread. Touching her actual eyeball with her actual finger, the ghost boy said, wincing. It's a real slippery one, Ellen said, maneuvering deeper into her eye. Can't get a grip on it. Douglas gagged. Oh my God, that's so vile. The drifter raised his fist to his mouth with a grimace, as Ellen pressed her thumb against her wet, quivering eyeball for leverage. "Ugh, now I think it's folded up under my lid," said Ellen, stretching her lid out. "Can someone look and tell me if they can see it?" There was a click from the phone. "Douglas? Was that a real click?" The ghost boy faded into the wall, saying, "I'm out." "Ghost boy." She heard the front door opening behind her. "Drifter? You, too?" The drifter turned to her with a dazed look. "I hate this place so much," he said, then dropped the machete from his limp hand and walked into the darkness. Hi, everyone. The mountain room is gearing up for its Day of the Dead celebration on Friday. Please send in photos of loved ones for our altar. All parents are welcome to come by on Wednesday afternoon to help us make candles and decorate skulls. Thanks. Emily. Hi again. Because I've gotten some questions about my last email, there is nothing wrong with Halloween. The Day of the Dead is the Mexican version, a time of remembrance. Many of you chose Little Learners because of our emphasis on global awareness. Our celebration on Friday is an example of that. The skulls we're decorating are sugar skulls. I should have made that more clear. Emily. Parents. Some of you have expressed concern about your children celebrating a holiday with the word dead in it. I asked Eleanor's mom, who's a pediatrician, and here's what she said: preschoolers tend to see death as temporary and reversible. Therefore, I see nothing traumatic about the Day of the Dead. I hope this helps. Emily. Dear parents. In response to the email we all received from Maddie's parents, in which they shared their decision to raise their daughter dogma-free, yes, there will be an altar, but please be assured that the Day of the Dead is a pagan celebration of life and has nothing to do with God. Keep those photos coming. Emily. Hello. Perhaps pagan was a poor word choice. I feel like we're veering a bit off track, so here's what I'll do. I'll start setting up our altar now, so that today at pickup you can see for yourselves how colorful and harmless the Day of the Dead truly is. Emily. Parents. The photos should be of loved ones who have passed. Max's grandma was understandably shaken when she came in and saw a photo of herself on our altar. But the candles and skulls were cute, right? Emily. Mountain Room parents. It's late and I can't possibly respond to each and every email. Not that it comes up a lot in conversation, but I have children, too. As the skulls have clearly become a distraction, I decided to throw them away. They're in the compost. I'm looking at them now. You can, too, tomorrow at drop-off. I just placed a "No Basura" card on the bin to make sure it doesn't get emptied. Finally, to those parents who are offended by our Day of the Dead celebration, I'd like to point out that there are parents who are offended that you are offended. Emily. Dear parents. Thanks to their group email, we now know that the families of Millie and Jaden M. recognize Jesus Christ as their Savior. There still seems to be some confusion about why, if we want to celebrate life, we're actually celebrating death. To better explain this bewildering detour, I've asked Adela, who works in the office and makes waffles for us on Wednesdays, and who was born in Mexico, to write you directly. Emily. Hola los padres. El Dia de los Muertos begins with a parade through the Zocalo, where we toss oranges into decorated coffins. The skeletons drive us in the bus to the cemetery and we molest the spirits from under the ground with candy and traditional Mexican music. We write poems called calaveras, which laugh at the living. In Mexico, it is a rejoicing time of ofrendas, picnics, and dancing on graves. Adela. Parents. I sincerely apologize for Adela's email. I would have looked it over, but I was at my daughter's piano recital. 3 kids, in case you're wondering, one who's allergic to everything, even wind. For now, let's agree that email has reached its limits. How about we process our feelings face to face? 9 a.m. tomorrow. Emily. Dear parents. Some of you chose to engage in our dialogue. Some chose to form a human chain. Others had jobs to go to. So we're all up to speed. Let me recap this morning's discussion. Satan isn't driving our bus. Little Learners does not have a bus. If we did, I wouldn't still need parent drivers for the field trip to the cider mill. Anyone? I didn't think so. Fanta. We're moving past the word altar and calling it what it really is, a Seahawks blanket draped over some cinder blocks. Adela will not be preparing food anymore and Waffle Wednesdays will be suspended. That didn't make us any new friends in the rainbow and sunshine rooms. On Friday morning, I will divide the mountain room into 3 groups, those who wish to celebrate the Day of the Dead, those who wish to celebrate Halloween, and Maddie, who will make non-denominational potato prints in the corner. Dear mountain room parents. Today I learned not to have open flames in the same room as a costume parade. I learned that a $5 belly dancer outfit purchased at a pop-up costume store can easily catch fire, but, really, I knew that just by looking at it. I learned that Fanta is effective in putting out fires. I learned that a child's emerging completely unscathed from a burning costume isn't a good enough outcome for some parents. I learned that I will be unemployed on Monday. For me, the Day of the Dead will always be a time of remembrance. Happy Halloween.